Hey everyone, this is Sarah again, and welcome to Android Tools. So today we're going to be counting down our top picks for the top 10 best open-world Android and iOS games of 2019. But before we start the video, let me introduce you to today's sponsor, Breakout Dark Prison. The story of this game is after an unknown virus outbreak devastates the Earth, humanity is plunged into chaos. Your daughter is found out to have immunity in her DNA. A group of mercenaries called Apostles have kidnapped her and taken her to the most dangerous place on the planet, the Dark Prison. With no weapons, you've got to face the deadly monsters, zombies, and bandits in the Dark Prison. The controls in the Breakout are relatively simple. The movement virtual stick is located on the left side of the screen, and the action buttons are to the right. Overall, this is a cool-looking action game with high-quality graphics. I'll put the link in the description, so do check it out. Now, without further ado, let's get started. Starting off at number 10, we have Ark Survive. Imagine that you're inside a modern spaceship and you crash against a remote island. This is the premise in the game, a super fun action and adventure game that challenges you to control a character that's trying to survive in this secluded area. The game includes a map that you can check to locate the objects you need to collect. On the other hand, you'll only have a backpack available where you can keep all your tools that you'll want to use at some point. As you advance through the different levels, you'll collect elements that can help you build structures, dig caves, and create defense mechanisms. Moving on to number 9, we have Madtown Online. Madtown Online is an open-world shooter with a huge selection of vehicles, such as cars, motorcycles, helicopters, bicycles, trucks, and more. You can get any kind of job, from the cleaners to policeman. With the money you earn, you can buy a house or an apartment, as the game has a large selection of real estate. If you decide to go to the criminal side, then you also have a huge selection of weapons, ranging from pistols to grenade launchers. And you can also create your own gang and hire up to 6 fighters. With the help of them, you can capture control points and get additional profit. Coming in at number 8, we have Dark Days Zombie Survival. This is an action and survival game in which you'll have to survive in a devastated world where the only other survivors are animals and zombies. Luckily, you can build your own base of operations and start your conquest. You'll start out in a safe zone. That means no zombies. You can pick up some resources, collect some experience points, and even level up. However, as soon as you enter the first zone, you'll be entering the real world, which is full of dangers. If a zombie destroys your character, you'll go back to the initial area where you can start building your area of operations. Next up at number 7, we have Skye Children of the Light. This game is essentially a multiplayer game with many RPG elements. Here, you'll join the sacred group of the Children of Light, who's blessed with amazing powers that they can use to help the world. During your journey, you'll have the chance to use your flying abilities to discover the massive lands in the game, travel to varied locations and experience unique stories, meet up with new characters and advance your stories. On top of that, the game is built surrounding the multiplayer gameplay, thus allowing gamers to work with each other in groups relatively easy. Moving on to number 6, we have Ark Survival Evolved. Here you can go on an adventure that involves finding resources, building a shelter, and hunting down enormous dinosaurs in order to prosper in a hostile environment. This adaptation is played practically the same way as the original PC title. With a first-person perspective, you have to explore your environment in search of materials to make tools and objects to improve your equipment. The 80 different dinosaurs you may come across will also provide you with resources and even transportation. Obviously, most of these wild predators will want nothing more than to kill you though, so you'll have to be careful. Moving on to number 5, we have Dawn of Isles. Dawn of Isles is a 3D MMORPG set in a fantasy world similar to some parts of The Legend of Zelda. In this game, you explore enormous scenarios however you want, interacting with hundreds of characters, collecting tons of resources, and fighting against all kinds of monsters in real time. In the first half hour of the game or so, more or less, you'll get used to the gameplay and get to know the world of Dawn of Isles. After a very important event, however, you can start traveling between the world's different islands, and that's where the adventure begins. Next up at number 4, we have Widower Skye. This is a game that follows a father, son, and a dog across a strange planet. You'll be zipping in and out of portals, which takes your party through a variety of different environments seen in the trailer. There are survival elements too, as you've got to defend yourself against wildlife while harvesting enough food to keep everyone fed. The game is apparently 95% done, and they're looking for beta testers from our forums to make sure everything is where it needs to be before launching. Coming in at number 3, we have NIMIAN Legends Vangels. This game follows up from Protopop's first open-world game, NIMIAN Legends Bright Ridge. I remember beta testing Bright Ridge back in about 2014, and it's 4 times the size of Bright Ridge, with a huge story mode. There's so much to do and see in this game, and the main focus is still on exploration, but now you have a few different modes too. The main story mode with the fighting and enemies, and then there's a dungeonette mode with 10 powers hidden in 10 mini dungeons, and an explore mode with no rush, no panic, just exploring. There's even a photo mode where you become a nature photographer. Next up at number 2 is Oceanhorn 2. Oceanhorn 2 takes place in the same fantasy world as the previous game of the series, Oceanhorn. You play as a young, ambitious boy who trains very hard in order to become a knight of Arcadia. Set 1,000 years before the events of the first chapter, takes you on a magical journey across the vast world of Gaia, brimming with mythology and lore. A young knight faces an impossible challenge as warlock Mesmeroth has returned with a formidable dark army. You won't be taking this journey alone though. Trin, the granddaughter of Arcadia's leader Archimedes, and Jen, a mysterious robot wielding an old samurai weapon, will join forces with you. And finally at number 1 we have Dragon Raja. Dragon Raja is a next-generation RPG mobile game developed by Zulong Entertainment. The game production team is assembled and deeply participated by the top engine manufacturer, Epic Games. The UE4 engine technology capability is maximized to create a gorgeous and multinational scene for this mysterious masterpiece. In the game, there are rich environmental changes such as day and night, rainy weather, and more, giving you a real feeling of being in the real world. So that's it, you guys. If you found this video interesting, then leave it a like and subscribe if you want to see more videos like this one. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.